Okay, so I hear that you still have the piece of paper that has Namwa's phone number
Oh,
on it that
yes.
you got.
The first time I met Nawa, she wrote down Marilyn Moore and gave me the piece of paper. I still have it in its entirety. It's very nice.
So,
And I tell her I keep one of the dearest pieces of paper I ever had in my life.
so you had mentioned meeting at West Penn Hospital.
I had to this coffee shop. A friend of ours, mutual friend of ours, Dave Herring, was there. We were visiting a guy who's at the hospital, Digger Odell, and came to the coffee shop. And Mama came walking in with a bunch of mail because she worked there.
Sorry.
This one particular day, I walked into the coffee shop and I saw a friend of mine in there with my husband. And I was so surprised to see him, and I stopped and talked, and he introduced Ray and I to each other, and there was a girl that Dave Herring was interested in, worked in the admissions office. But anyway, he was a minister, and she was not allowed to go out with anybody unless it was a double date.
And Dave knew her, and we arranged for a double date, and then we went out to, I forget the name of the place, it's out on Babcock Boulevard.
It really wasn't, in my mind, a date, but Ray and Dave Herring came to my house and picked me up, and we got Joanne Emmel, and the four of us went out and played golf, miniature golf, and we had such a good time.
Well, let's say something like Cryers or Krillers, Kresslers,
Nice
something like that is the name of it. It's still in business on Babcock Boulevard, just past the Light Road interchange.
So he took Dave home, and then he took me home. And he stayed, and we talked for hours. And it was getting late, and I remember my parents coming downstairs, and my dad saying, "It's late." In other words, get out of here. And anyway, that was the beginning.
And Nama's been beating us at golf, miniature golf ever since.
After the first time we'd been together, I said to my mother, that's who I'm gonna marry. And Mother and Daddy both were like, we can't even pronounce his last name, Chutter what? But he had borrowed this $1,000, and he was talking a lot about this boat, but in the meantime he kept asking me, why don't we get married? We should run away and get married. We should get married.
Said, well, let's run away and get married, and she said, sure. Of course, she asked me about 30 times to marry her anyway, so. And I asked her about 20 times before, but this time she said yes, and then we left. I went down on my good knee and asked her, and we left.
Well, we did run away in May of 1956.
And then from then on, things just kept clicking back and forth, and here we are, going to be 60 years.
And we've had a wonderful life together and a wonderful family, and but we're happy here. It's been a great move. We've had a great life together.
Yep.
The 60 years that we've been married, I don't think, we've had some little disagreements, but I don't think we ever really had a fight.
Yep.
But our children and our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren are really the love of our lives, as each one of our children were born. It was the happiest days of our lives. And then as the grandchildren came along, Ryan and Blair and the twins, Megan and Katie, And then Emily, it was unspeakable, you cannot describe, indescribable joy at their accomplishments and that they're here. And then having two great-grandsons, Cameron and Liam, it's like seeing the renewal of life, like spring, when everything comes alive, that life is going on, and it's wonderful.
What?
Hi, I'm Marilyn,
Right, I'm right.
and pretty soon we'll be married 60 years.
I think we're
Is there
pretty much
something you wanna
anything,
say,
anything you
honey?
want to say, Beth?
No.